Alrighty. Hello, we're live. Okay, that's interesting. On my laptop, it said that it wasn't possible, but I'm glad that I double checked. I'm just going to check if the audio's on as well. Can we hear? Hello. Yes, we can hear me. Alrighty. So let me go live on Instagram at the same time. Make sure that we are in all places. And yes, we're live on Instagram, live on Facebook at the same time. And I'm super excited to be here. Last week, I took a week of the Instagram live sessions. Because we are very, 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 very busy behind the scenes, and because I had a lot of coaching sessions, but also the training weekend with the English for Yoga Teachers course coming up. I really needed to save my energy, but I'm back again, and I would love to continue our conversation really, because we spoke in the last weeks about gaining confidence, right? Shifting your mindset from believing that you're not capable, or believe that you need to do more teacher training, or believe that you are not as worthy as others. Shifting that mindset, that perspective, to actually feeling capable. So today I'm following up on those two training sessions. Number one was the mindset shifts to feel capable of teaching yoga. And number two were the 3 tricks to reprogram your mindset for a lasting career. So in these sessions, I discussed 4 very common scenarios which will make you feel unconfident about your teaching skills. Hi, Eddie. So good to see you. And but really your abilities and the possibilities. And the 4 scenarios that I discussed there were that you've just finished your yoga teacher training and you're overwhelmed with all the knowledge that you have. Number 2 was that you haven't received teaching practice or feedback, and now believe that you're not capable of teaching effective classes. The 3rd scenario was you're comparing yourself to others, their experience and their expertise. And the 4th one was you fear being judged. And this could be on your skills, your experience, your accent, the pronunciation, your cues, your sequences, and so much more. There's a lot of things that we can doubt about ourselves. Now, if you lack confidence, excuse me, let me just turn off WhatsApp on my laptop. If you lack confidence in your teaching skills, and this is caused by thoughts, fears, and emotions, I shared with you 3 techniques to help you reprogram your mindset. And they were the think method, guided or written affirmation practices, and number 3, a shift of perspective to stay student focused by reminding yourself that teaching is not about you. It's not about the teacher. If you've missed these training sessions and you would like to watch them, you can find them on our Instagram feed or in the reels. You can find them on the Facebook page as well for those watching on Facebook. And you can find them on the Your Yoga in English podcast. We have a podcast that's for you on Google Podcasts, Spotify, I think it's Apple Podcast, a lot of different places that you can find more information about this. So go and watch those. However, some of you also describe that they suffer from a very common chicken and egg situation. So their lack of confidence in their teaching skills isn't so much about their own fears and insecurities, but it's because they haven't received enough teaching practice, or they never really had the time to develop this. So really lack of practice. Now, the chicken or egg situation goes like this. I know that to gain confidence in my teaching skills, I need experience. But to gain teaching experience, I need to build confidence first, because that means I need a little bit of confidence to actually get out there, right? Does that sound like you? Does that sound like something you go through or you suffer from? Because if that's you, you may ask yourself, then where do I go from here? What do I do first? Gain teaching experience or build confidence? Or build confidence and gain teaching experience? How does this work really? And that's what we're going to look at today. I want to help you overcome these practical causes of not feeling confident in your teaching skills. And another yoga teacher training may be valuable, but only as long as they give you the teaching opportunities that you need to build this confidence. So the opportunity to practice, receive feedback, and develop from there. Now, other ways in which you can do this, I'm going to share with you today, is number one, getting yourself out there and finding opportunities that can help you develop and improve. So in this training, I will give you some ideas to find teaching opportunities that work for you, gain experience, build confidence, but without getting hired straight away. Getting hired means that someone else asks you to teach in a certain place and pay you money for it. So it's a teaching job. And you may ask now, why without getting hired? And there's a very specific reason, or a few reasons for that. The teachers that I work with have lots of commitments, and it may be another job. It may be family life. It may be their lifestyle, for example, that they love to travel. And in these cases, it can be that you can't or that you don't want to commit to a local or an in-person teaching job, a local studio or an in-person teaching job. Others simply feel that they're not ready yet to get hired, and they fear that the jobs they apply for, there is so much competition and a very small chance that they actually will get hired. Or they believe that their skills or their experience so far isn't worthy enough to accept paid jobs, to accept a job at a studio or to accept a job at a center, an institution, whatever it is. However, if you are here, I know that at some point you want to make teaching yoga your job, right? And you do want to make a living off teaching yoga. And to do that, we need to build experience. And teaching experiences without getting hired will help you build the confidence, skills, knowledge, and the expertise so that you can gradually build and expand on your own career, right? So today, expect to learn, number one, how to leave this chicken or egg situation, actually get out there. Number two, how to use your network to find very safe teaching opportunities. And number three, three ways to gain paid or unpaid teaching experience, but without getting hired by someone else. So, number one, if you have questions, anyone, or if you would like to share your story, maybe this is something that you're going through yourself at the moment, write them in the comments. Write them in the comments. So write your questions and your comments or your things that you would like to share, write them to us so we can continue the conversation. But number one, let me drink some water. Number one is how to leave this chicken or egg situation. How to leave it. I need to build confidence. And to build confidence, I need experience. But to gain experience, I need to build confidence to actually get that experience, right? So what do we do first? Because you lack the confidence to teach, but you know that you need to teach to build confidence, we speak about a lack of practice, lack of experience, and receiving feedback. Yes, it's a lack of those three things. In that case, there's only one solution. If your lack of confidence are the fears, insecurities, or limiting beliefs, watch the other training sessions that I did about mindset shifts and 3 ways to reprogram your mindset. This really speaks to the lack of practice, lack of experience, and lack of receiving feedback from others. There's only one solution to this, and that is get yourself out there. And I know it's easier said than done. It's so much easier to say, well, you just need to get out there and start teaching. But the longer you postpone this, the longer you feed your own insecurities and self-doubt as well. Your brain is programmed to seek proof of what you believe. And if you firmly believe that you're not good enough or that you don't know enough, your brain will search for evidence to prove that these thoughts, these beliefs really, that they are true. So in our previous training, I shared with you the think method. And that means that whenever you have a thought that comes up that limits you, you ask yourself, is it true, helpful, inspiring? Is it necessary or kind? And kind. If the answer is no, transform those thoughts into the way that they are true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. So it's a think method, an abbreviation. Another way to prove your limiting beliefs are wrong, and I guarantee that they are wrong, is by getting yourself out there. Number one, first of all, ask yourself, do you think it's necessary to have a paid job to gain teaching experience? Do you think it's necessary to get a paid job to gain teaching experience? Do you think this? Because the answer, everybody here, the answer is no, you really don't need to have a paid job to gain teaching experience. Why not? You don't need to roll into a paid job or a studio job to gain valid experience. Often, teachers think that if it's not a paid job, it's not real experience. But the opposite is true. Every time you teach, whether it's your friends, your family, a free class, a donation-based class, even every time you practice teaching yourself, even if it's when you're alone in your own room, in the safety of your own space, but every time you practice teaching, you gain experience. So don't underestimate how far your practice can get you. Remember why you wanted to become a yoga teacher. Why did you do your teacher training? Yeah, why is it really that you want to share this practice with the world? Also envision how many people can benefit from what you share, how many people you can help, and how many people you can make an impact on, and how many people you can help transform their lives. Remind yourself of your own transformation, where it's gotten you. Yeah, how many people could benefit from learning that specific thing from you? Whenever you doubt that you're ready, remind yourself of all those things and get yourself out there. Now, getting yourself out there, what does that really mean? Number one, or one of the things that you can do is use your network. And that means using your network is teaching your friends, your family, your colleagues, your neighbors, people at your local sports club, people that you go to the gym with, even the people, other teachers that you've done your yoga teacher training with. Make your desire to gain experience known. Tell people about it, because people can't guess. If you don't speak about it, they don't know that you're looking for these opportunities. So tell people that you're looking to gain experience and ask if they would like to join you for a class. You can also use your social media and create a post or a story that you're looking for volunteers and that you would like to teach a class to build experience. The best thing is that you're now open and you're honest about your reason why you want to teach them. And if you felt pressure before, thinking you had to do it right and everything had to go perfect, you can now let go of this. Because your participants, the people that join these classes, they know, they understand that you want to build experience. So automatically, their expectations lower. Yeah, they join you for fun or to help you out. And in this way, you feel less pressure to do things amazing, perfect, right. And it's a perfectly safe way to get yourself out there, practice, build experience, build confidence, and then take your next steps. The longer you postpone doing this, the longer you postpone gaining experience, the harder it will be to actually start. Because remember, the brain keeps searching for proof that their thoughts and limiting beliefs are true. And the longer you allow that to happen, the more difficult it will be to actually get out there and reprogram that mindset. Now, these types of experiences, teaching friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, people at your local sports club, all of these types of experiences usually in the beginning are free. And I understand that not everyone here wants to teach for free. Yeah, so ask yourself now, do you want to get a paid teaching job or do you want to get paid for gaining experience? That's a different story, right? It's not about what you need so much. So the aim is not necessarily only gaining experience, but also a desire to start maybe even experimenting or what it feels like to make this your job. So maybe the desire of all the benefits of teaching. If the answer is yes, I do want to get paid for teaching yoga or for gaining experience, there are two options that I would like to share with you today. Number one, donation-based classes. And number two, start your own schedule. Donation-based classes can be online, an online community. It can be a local community. It can be a community center. It can be at a park, at a beach, or any other spot that's available to you. These days, wherever you can practice yoga, you can also teach yoga. And some places may require internet connection, but everywhere you can practice, you can also teach. And if there's not enough room to receive people to teach, you can teach online. So it's never an excuse anymore. However, apart from this, donation-based classes usually are drop-in classes. That means that you don't know exactly who is going to show up, which for building experience is amazing, right? It's amazing because you get to practice with different people, different types of bodies, different types of experiences they've had with yoga or haven't had with yoga. Different injuries, limitations, student needs, student goals, purposes of going to a class. And all of this may sound a little bit scary, but it will give you a lot of exposure and a lot of opportunities to learn about different types of bodies and different types of people and how asanas feel and look different for everybody. And it also allows you to find ways to make your cues and make your sequences suitable and accessible to everyone. Next to that, the practitioners that go to donation-based classes usually go as well without expectations. They haven't signed up for a specific service. They sign up for a yoga class, or they randomly join a yoga class. So their expectation is not to get out of there feeling relieved from their migraine, for example. Yeah, they haven't signed up for a specific service. They are allowed to pay what they can. They are allowed to show up when they want. And all of this results in a lot less pressure for you as a teacher, a great way to gain experience and also earn a little bit of pocket money at the same time. So it's one way. The other way is to start your own schedule, or maybe even start your own studio. And a studio may sound very formal and serious, but it can also be an online studio, which still is serious, but that means that you have a lot more freedom. This I see is more for the entrepreneurial yoga teachers among us. Those that want freedom, they want to teach when they can and when they want. They want to teach wherever they can and when they want. And they want to also teach whoever they can and want. Yeah. So I believe you're best off starting or creating your own schedule or a studio if that's you. Teaching your own schedule means that you can teach online, you can teach in person. Like I said, you can teach wherever really. And the possibilities of doing this by yourself, starting to work for yourself or be your own boss are endless. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. So in this case, you can keep your classes general, you can keep them open to anyone. You can get laser focused and offer classes, for example, focused on yoga for kids, yoga for runners, yoga for swimmers, yoga for people in the menopause. And when creating your own schedule or an online studio, ultimately you create your own business. The options honestly are limited, because as you build experience, and as you build more confidence, you might realize that you want to do specific events as well, host your own workshops, your own programs, your own retreats, your own summit, whatever it is, your own courses. There's so many options here for you. And all of this, again, a really great way to practice, gain experience, and be your own boss at the same time, if this is something that you want to work towards as well. If you want to create your own schedule, or you want to open your own online yoga studio, I would love for you to check out Momo Yoga. Momo Yoga is a software that has everything sorted out for you so that you don't have to worry about all the technicalities, about how it really works to put your schedule up or take payments from people. Momo Yoga is an amazing, incredible software that has done everything for you so that you can focus on teaching your classes and all of the things that have to do with your admin, taking payments, sending out Zoom links, or even the recordings of your classes. It's all there for you. So all automized or automated. Momo Yoga, I've got a link for you. You can use that to get 2 months of, well, a 2-month free trial. So you can use it 2 months for free. And then if you decide to continue with it, you can choose your own payment plan. But I would really recommend that if you want to offer your own class schedule and open a studio and grow from there. Right? So I'm going to add the link for you in the description here on Facebook and on Instagram. To sum up, how to gain teaching experience without getting hired, get yourself out there, leave the chicken and egg situation. And you can do that by teaching for free, teaching donation-based classes, or start your own studio or your own schedule. And teaching for free, use your network, teach your friends, your family, colleagues, your neighbors, people that you know, and maybe even your network on social media. You can always send out a message or send out a story or post on your social media. Hey, I'm looking to gain experience. Who would like to join my class? Less pressure for you because these people join you for fun. All right. So lots to think about today, a lot of things that you can consider. Next week, I am back and I'm going to give you a guide to online teaching. And this is inspired by the people that are doing the English for Yoga Teachers course at the moment. They ask me many questions about how can I teach online? What microphone do I need? What does my space need to look like? How do I need to put my camera? Do I need a ring light? How do I set up my own class schedule? And how do I even get people to join me? So I'm going to be back with you next week, Wednesday, 4 p.m. And I will explain, or I will give you a guide to online teaching. Yes, I'll continue speaking about creating your own schedule, setting up a home studio for in-person classes, but also on, well, for for online classes. So if you have specific questions about this, write to me, send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook, or email annie@engaunite.com, and I can answer them in the training. In the meantime, check out all our free resources. We've got quizzes and a level test, attentive video series, and we've got some really affordable courses to start your journey with, a 7-day course to learn all the vocabulary that you need to practice and teach yoga. Well, not all the vocabulary, but give you an introduction to this, and a 3-day course to build confidence and understand really what it takes to teach yoga in English. So check those out. All the links are in my bio on Instagram. They are below the episode on Spotify. And I will also upload them here on Facebook. If you have ever had any questions, write to me, send me a message. And I can't wait to see you next week and speak about the guide to online teaching. Have a great rest of your day. I will speak to you all very soon and sending you all lots and lots and lots of love. Mwah. Goodbye, everyone.